Hello, welcome back. This is Kristen on our journey through the Bible, one chapter at a time. We were in Exodus 33 last time, and wow. Now, you can't look upon God and live. So, Moses was asking God, can I see your glory if I have found favor in you? And God said, well, you can't see my face, but he covered his eyes and put him in the rock in the crevice of the rock while he passed by, but he took his hand off and he saw God's glory as he passed. And his face lights up now. I mean, it's just shining from God's glory. And that was just after he had passed. But, oh my goodness. These are some great chapters. I'm really liking 34 also. This is Exodus. And so I'm just going to jump right into Exodus 34. He's kind of recapping all that he's been going through and saying and talking about. And so let's do it. Let's jump right in. And the Lord said to Moses, cut 2 tablets of stone like the first ones, because he had broken those after Israel started worshiping the calf. And I will write on the tablets the words that were on the first ones, tablets that you broke. So be ready in the morning and come up in the morning to Mount Sinai and present yourself to me there on the top of the mountain. And no man shall come up with you. So this was just between he and God, Moses and God, and that's all. And let no man be seen throughout all the mountain. Let neither flocks nor herds even feed before on the mountain. So he cut 2 tablets of stones like the first ones. Then Moses rose early in the morning and went up to Mount Sinai as the Lord had commanded him. And he took in his hand the 2 tablets of stone. Now the Lord descended in the cloud and stood with him there and proclaimed the name of the Lord. And the Lord passed before him and proclaimed, the Lord God, merciful and gracious, long-suffering and abounding in goodness and truth, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and the children's children to the 3rd and 4th generation. So Moses made haste and bowed his head towards the earth and worshipped. Then he said, if now I have found grace in your sight, O Lord, let my Lord, I pray, go among us, even though we are a stiff-necked people, and pardon our iniquity and our sin, and take us into your inheritance. And he said, behold, I make a covenant. Before all your people, I will do marvels such as has not been seen or done in all the earth, nor in any nation. And all the people among whom you are shall see the work of the Lord. For it is an awesome thing that I will do with you. Observe that I command you this day. Behold, I am driving out from you the Amorite and the Canaanite and the Hittite and the Perizzite and the Hivite and the Jebusite. Take heed to yourself, lest you make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land where you are going, lest it shall be a snare in your midst. But you shall destroy their altars, break their sacred pillars, and cut down their wooden images. For you shall worship no other God, for the Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God. Lest you make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they play the harlot with their gods, and make sacrifice to their gods. And one of them invites you, and you eat of his sacrifice, and you take of his daughters for your sons, and his daughters play the harlot with their gods, and make your sons play the harlot with their gods. So they didn't want them intermixing and basically taking away any and all confusion and temptation. You shall make no molded gods for yourselves. The feast of the unleavened bread you shall keep. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread, as I commanded you, in the appointed time of the month of Abib. For in the month of Abib you came out of Egypt. All that open the womb are mine, and every male firstborn among the livestock, whether ox or sheep. But the firstborn of a donkey you shall redeem with a lamb. And if you will not redeem him, then you shall break his neck. All the firstborn of your sons you shall redeem, and none shall appear before me empty-handed. 6 days you shall work, but on the 7th day you shall rest. In plowing time, in harvest, you shall rest. And you shall observe the feast of weeks, of the fruits, first fruit of wheat harvest, and the feast of ingathering at the year's end. 3 times in the year all your men shall appear before the Lord God of Israel. For I will cast out the nations before you and enlarge your borders. Neither will any man covet your land when you go up to appear before the Lord your God 3 times in the year. You shall not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leaven, nor shall the sacrifice of the feast of the Passover be left until morning. The first of the firstfruits of your land you shall bring to the house of the Lord your God. You shall not boil a young goat in its mother's milk. Then the Lord said to Moses, write these words, for according to the tenor of these words I have made a covenant with you and with Israel. So he was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. He neither ate bread nor drank water. And he wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 commandments. Just like Jesus, when he was in the desert 40 days and 40 nights. A lot of similarities throughout the Bible too, but I really like it when you go deeper into these chapters and see the similarities and where it cross-references elsewhere in the Bible, just reaffirming what is being said. Now it was so, when Moses came down from Mount Sinai, and the 2 tablets of the testimony were in Moses' hand when he came down from the mountain, that Moses did not know that the skin on his face shone while he talked with him. So when Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moses, behold, the skin of his face shone, and they were afraid to come near him. Then Moses called to them, and Aaron and all the rulers of the congregation returned to him, and Moses talked with them. Afterward, all the children of Israel came near, and he gave them as commandments all the Lord had spoken with him on Mount Sinai. And when Moses had finished speaking with them, he put a veil on his face. But whenever Moses went in before the Lord to speak with him, he would take the veil off until he came out, and he would come out and speak to the children of Israel whatever he had been commanded. And whenever the children of Israel saw his face, of this face of Moses, that the skin of Moses' face shone, then Moses would put the veil on his face again until he went in to speak with him. I just love that one. That is a great chapter. And again, dive deeper and let me know. Put in comments and let me know what God has placed on your heart or what you learned from it. And I know I always learn something new every time I read through different places in the Bible. And he reveals things to you at different times. It's great. I love it. Well, thanks for joining me. And come back next time. We're in chapter 35 of Exodus, Sabbath regulations. So we're going to learn some more about what they did and what God had them do along the way. But God bless. Have a great day.